Good morning, students. Welcome back to your online class of Elements of Bookkeeping and Accountancy. I hope you are revising your all work that has been given to you and doing it very carefully. So, today we will continue with our chapter 3, that is depreciation. In our earlier class, we have discussed the meaning, features, merits, and demerits of depreciation. Today we will discuss the methods of depreciation. Basically, there are two types of methods for calculating depreciation. One is straight line method, other is written down value method. So in our today class, we will discuss our first method, that is straight line method, which is also known as fixed installment method or installments by fixed. So straight line method, which is also known as original cost method, equal installment method and fixed installment method, is a method under which depreciation is charged at a fixed percentage on the original cost of asset. In this method, it is based on the assumption of equal uses of time over asset, entire useful life. According to this method, a fixed and equal amount is charged as depreciation in every accounting period during the lifetime of an asset. So, depreciation amount has to be fixed for this particular period of time. Means for every year we are going to charge the same amount of depreciation. Suppose we are having rupees 1. Suppose the machinery is of rupees 1 lakh and we are charging 10% of rate of interest. So it means we are charging 10,000 for each coming years and it will remain same. So the amount of depreciation remains equal for every year to year, and as such the method is also known as equal installment method and fixed installment method. So some of the merits of straight line method: simplicity. Calculation of depreciation under this method is very simple. As such, the method is widely popular because you have to calculate it once and it will remain same for the next coming years. Second point, equality of depreciation burden. Under this method, equal amount of depreciation is debited to the profit and loss account of each year. Hence, the burden of depreciation on each year's net profit is equal. Assets can be completely written off. Under this method, the book value of an asset can be reduced to net scrap or zero value, which is not possible under some other methods. So we can clearly say that straight line method is very easy to calculate, which is going to burden the depreciation in the profit and loss account equally, and the assets can be completely written off when their life is over. Now we will discuss the merits, demerits of straight line method. Difficulty in calculation: when there are different machines having different lifespans, the calculation of depreciation becomes complicated because the depreciation on each machine will have to be calculated separately. So it is very difficult to calculate each machine in a different way. Second, undue pressure in last years. It is well known fact that the efficiency and usefulness of a machine is more in the early years in comparison to last year. So it is very common that when the machinery is new, then it is going to produce in a large quantity and repair and maintenance on that machinery is low. So it is not right that at that point of time also the depreciation is same, and at the end of the year and at the end of the span years of that machinery the depreciation is same. Omission of interest factors. This method does not take into consideration the loss of interest on the amount invested in the asset. The amount would have earned interest which had been invested outside the business. Next one, difficulty in the determination of the scrap value. It is quite difficult to assess the true scrap value of the asset after a long period, say 15 or 20 years from the date of its installation. Now we will discuss suitability. This method is suitable for those assets whose useful life can be estimated accurately and which do not require much expense on repair. So means these are good for only those assets whose life is not accurate and which are not going to be used for a longer period of time, and on which the repair and maintenance are also less. So now we will discuss the calculation of depreciation. There are two formulas to calculate the annual depreciation. So first one is annual depreciation is equal to cost of asset minus scrap value divided by extended life of the assets. So here cost of asset means in which you are going to include the value of assets plus the repair plus the installation plus carriage charges. Then the cost of assets will be there minus scrap value, and then you have to divide it by the estimated life of that particular asset. Or the other way, you can calculate cost of asset multiply by rate of depreciation divided by 100. So this is the formula through which you can calculate the depreciation. So in our next class we will discuss the questions, practical questions related to annual depreciation, and also the accounting treatment of straight line method. So for that you have to read carefully the PDF file of straight line method which we have discussed today, so that it become easier for you to understand the journal entries and the accounts of straight line method, which we will discuss in our next class. So I have given you the assignment. Make your notes from this PDF file, go through the PDF file and then do your assignment that I have given under the PDF file. So please go through the last week work and this week work so that we can do the practical questions of straight line method or depreciation in our next coming class. That's why I have not discussed in this class, so that no confusion should be there. All the meaning and merits and all the formula should be clear to you related to straight line method. Then we will move to the accounting treatment of straight line method. So please go through the file carefully. Do well. Stay home, stay safe. All the best. Goodbye.